Well, hello again, everybody. Although it may look as if I'm coming to you from some highly exotic place, in fact, I am. This is Olcott here in Wheaton, Illinois, but it's also our Buddha Grove, which has been completed not so very long ago. We showed you pictures when the Buddha statue was put up, but now the actual garden around it has been completed, and it's a beauty. It's something that is designed as a garden for the meditator and for the privacy. It's a very private sort of place, and it's some place that I really welcome you all to come and not just look at, but to use. So it's on the north side of the building, and it's surrounded by these trees that you see behind me, these arborvitae trees. So it's there's one entrance to it, and when you come in, you sit where I'm sitting. And it's just you, the Buddha, and your thoughts. So it's also a good excuse for me to get outside and see some sunlight. But I also want to show you different places around the grounds. We have a lot of places such as this that are just wonderful to be. So this month, I'm going to be talking solely about Italy because that's where I was during the month of June. So I was invited for the 100th National Convention of the Italian section, probably a little over a year ago. And so it's something I had been looking forward to, and as these things tend to happen, it seemed like it was so far away, but it got here relatively quickly. So I'm going to show you pictures from the various sorts of events there. During the time that I was there, I was only in northern Italy, in Vicenza. I also spent a little time in Padua, and then in Venice. The convention was actually held in Vicenza, where the Italian section has its national headquarters as well. So the Italian section is really was quite refreshing to be there among them. It's quite a literate, theosophically literate section. And they also take care of the various things that need to be taken care of in terms of their business, all of the different things. It seems like a very closely knit, high-functioning section. So it's something that I brought some ideas back from, perhaps had a chance to share some ideas as well. But in this ongoing process of connecting ourselves with the various sorts of high points in our Theosophical society around the world, I think it's good for us to be able to share with sections that have been able to get certain things right. And all of our sections have certain things that we can share with the others. So I'm going to be showing you some pictures from Italy. For those of you who are not going to be able to get away to Italy this summer, you're going to see pictures of our fellow Theosophists and the meetings and lovely things such as that. But I think you would probably hold it against me if I didn't also show you some pictures of some of the beauties of Italy, its landscape, its art, its architecture, its sense of style, all those things that Italy is so highly praised for. And to be perfectly honest, I'm also going to show you some photos of food, because you know you want to see it. So anyway, that's going to be our blog for this month. So let me take you on our Italian journey. And so I say to you all, buongiorno. And if I'm talking to you in the evening, buonasera. And if I have to say anything else, I just ran out of Italian. All right, enjoy. So the meeting was held in the city of Vicenza, actually outside of the central part, the historic part of the city, at the Vergilius Country Club and Spa. It was a golf course, had some really, really lovely countryside surrounding it. Before the meeting began, we went on a tour. Those of us who had arrived early, we were taken on a tour of Vicenza, which is quite a historic and beautiful place, quite well known for the architecture of Palladio, Andrea Palladio, and this is his theater. There's also a beautiful church right nearby where a certain miracle occurred and they built the church. Europe in general is dog friendly, but our meetings were also. So we had people and everything in between. So when the meeting actually did begin, it was myself, and also had been invited Ricardo Lindemann, who was just with us at the conference in the United States, the Inter-American Federation. Obviously I had to have translation, so Enrico Stagni did that quite well. He's also the president of the Vicenza Lodge. During the proceedings, Renato Mazzanetto, who is a student of the Karmapa, brought one of the blessing scarves blessed by the Karmapa, as well as a wonderful book signed by also the Karmapa. So the meetings involved various things. At one point there was a circle that was conducted by one of the members. Our host and main part of the Vicenza team was Patrizia Calvi and the General Secretary Antonio Girardi, who treated us just wonderfully. Ricardo Lindemann was on hand from Brazil, and he also contributed to the programs. So all in all, it was an affair that was quite good. Probably over 100 people showed up for the event, and by all accounts, it was very well done. There was an evening of music with the Messina Dixieland Jazz Band, who were quite good and really pumped the crowd up. Sergio Ferro playing the bass saxophone as a member of the TS.
I don't blame them, goodness knows. You're my honeysuckle rose. Flowers drop inside when you're passing by, and another reason's why. You're my sweeter, goodness knows. You're my honeysuckle rose. Don't buy sugar, you just have to touch my cup. You're my sugar, you're so sweet when you stir it up. On the avenue, people look at you, and they know just what they do. Your perfection, goodness knows, you're my honeysuckle rose.
So after the music, members of the Italian section got up and sang a lovely song, brought the crowd to their feet. All during the course of the music that was being played, the Dixieland Jazz, there was dancing that was going on in the back of the room. But as it went on and got into the encore portion, it erupted in the front. So before you knew it, just about everybody was dancing, and it was sanctioned by none other than the international president. So part of what happened during our time there, we visited with the Italian section's national headquarters in Vicenza, which they have remodeled quite beautifully. It's quite colorful. It has a beautiful feng shui, excellent feeling to it. So all of the elements that you would expect from a very stylish sort of headquarters place. And it's a place where an awful lot of work gets done by a very small group of people. Again, Patrizia and Antonio took us on the guided tour of the place. And here are the ladies who, during the course of the week, share that table and really turn out some work for the section. So part of what we did while we were there is visit some of the sites, historical architectural sites for Palladio, Andre Palladio, who really is the standard that that the White House in the United States and most of the governmental sorts of functional buildings are patterned after. So I told you I would show you some foods, and I don't want to disappoint you on that. Vegetarian only, but every single piece was just, there wasn't a meal that wasn't memorable. And don't get me started on the sweets. So there was sweets for every sort of taste, and of course the world famous gelato. This was a coffee drink I'd never had before in my life. Sergio Ferro redid this place, the Cafe Padracchi, which is probably one of the premier cafes in all of Europe. We had a chance to just stop in. This is in Padua. So he was born and raised in Padua, and many of the renovation projects on historic buildings were done there as well. So he's quite familiar with all things there. Went to the Church of St. Anthony. St. Anthony's known for many miracles, and here touching his tomb. He was supposed to touch his tomb and then ask for a blessing and send for a blessing. So as our time wound down in Vicenza, then it was off to Venice on the high-speed train, where we were met by Marina De Grandis, who is the president of the lodge there in Venice. Obviously, what can you say about Venice? It's a beautiful, beautiful historic city. Every corner of it is something that you need almost a guided tour. Ours was Claudio Biaggi, who guided us throughout 2 days. He's someone who just deeply knows and deeply loves Venice, even though he doesn't live there. It's become a passion for him during his life. Him and our 2 Robertas accompanied us, and both of them were able to fill in many details. So we had a chance for a talk with the Venice group, which was translated by one of the Robertas and, of course, introduced by Marina de Grandes. So, leaving Venice, a good deal of what we did, we were on boats traveling around because it is, in fact, a city of islands, and we left to the airport on a boat where we were met as we began by Patrizia. So I close with just some images of Italy and of Venice, just to give you some idea of some of the beauty that's there. Some of the images will be of St. Mark's Cathedral in Venice, which is exquisite.